Hi everyone, how are you? So today's video is going to be an updated foundation routine. I'm excited to share this with you guys because I have found a foundation routine that has worked so well for me. My skin has cleared up a little bit over the past month and I feel like this foundation routine just helps to not clog my pores, it helps to cover any existing scarring that I might have, and it lasts all day. That is the most important part to me because I've had a lot of long days during the last month and I feel like this has really stood the test and it stayed in place all day long. I wanted to go ahead and dedicate a whole separate video to my foundation routine rather than just including it in my Get Ready With Me videos so I could spend a little bit more time explaining each step. I do have two previous foundation routines on my channel, one using the CoverGirl 3-in-1 and one using the Revlon Nearly Naked, and one of those I show how to really cover acne scars, so I will link those down below if you're interested in watching. Otherwise, let me jump into the video and show you guys my foundation routine. Okay, so I don't have any face makeup on right now. I did apply a moisturizer and I did do my eye makeup just to get that out of the way. The first thing that I always do is go in with a primer. Over the past month, I've been using this one by Jouer. It is the Jouer Anti-Blemish Matte Primer. I absolutely love this. If you have sensitive or acne-prone skin, this is going to work well for you because it doesn't break your skin out, at least in my personal experience, and it also helps with any breakouts that you might have because it does have salicylic acid. Now, it is oil-free and it also does work to mattify the skin, but not too much. So if you have any dry patches, it doesn't accentuate those. It just does a really great job at making sure that you have a smooth canvas. Let me start applying it while I'm talking and making sure that you have a smooth canvas and just kind of making sure that your foundation will last all day long. I just apply this all over my face, but mainly focusing on areas that tend to get oily because that's where my foundation will wear off the quickest. And it's really nice because it goes on just like a moisturizer. It doesn't feel heavy or sticky, but it does a great job at just smoothing out your skin and kind of mattifying it so that your foundation will just go on nicely. And if you have oily skin, it does help to keep your foundation looking not too dewy, if that makes sense. So I let my primer set for a few minutes. Usually I'll just go in and do my eye makeup, but since I already did that, I just let it set for a few minutes. Then I go in with my concealer just to cover any blemishes or dark spots or acne scarring. I have absolutely been loving my Benefit Boi-ing concealer. This is absolutely amazing, and it is a higher end concealer, so it does have a more expensive price tag than a drugstore concealer, but it is so worth the money. If you have acne scarring or you have spots that need a lot of coverage, you're going to love this because it does a great job at covering those spots, but it also does a great job at lasting all day long. So I just go in and pat it on any spot that might need a little bit of extra coverage. What's nice about this is it blends in so nicely. So you can put it on your skin, and when you put your foundation on top, it's not going to look cakey. You're not going to be able to see the concealer underneath the foundation, and it just looks really, really natural, but it does a great job at concealing. It's really the best concealer that I've tried in a really long time because it does an amazing job at concealing, but you can't see it underneath the foundation. It's super, super natural looking, and that's literally everything that you can hope for in a concealer, and it lasts all day long. It literally will not come off until you take your makeup off, which is awesome. It's nice because you don't have to worry about using a light hand with it. Obviously, you're not going to want to cover your whole face in concealer, but it blends into the skin so nicely. It literally melts right into the skin, so it's not like you're going to notice it if you do want to use it, all over your face to make sure you don't miss any spots. Now, I've been using the Revlon Colorstay foundation for normal to dry skin. Now, I do have oily skin, but there's something about the formula for the normal to dry skin that just works so well. I like the one for oily skin, and I feel like it provides you with a little bit more of a full coverage finish, but it also leaves me with a dewy finish, whereas the one for normal to dry skin just appears more matte on my skin and it looks more natural. I wear the color 150 Buff. I think that this one provides more of a natural finish while still evening out your skin tone really nicely. And then I've been using this brush, which is from bornprettystore.com or bornpretty.com. I will link it down below. It came in a set of 5 brushes, and I will use another one as you'll see in a moment, but it's really great. It's a dupe supposedly for that Sigma brush collection, which I haven't tried before, but I really, really like it. I think it just does a great job with this foundation. You guys have seen me do my foundation a lot if you're a regular viewer of my channel, and I just kind of rub it on my face and then stipple it in some spots, just depending. Usually right underneath my eyes, I will just go ahead and kind of like rub it in like this, and then any spots where I want a little bit of extra coverage is where I will stipple it on. The brushes, or the bristles on this brush are so soft that it will really just help to give it a really, really nice airbrushed effect. Sometimes stippling brushes can be really, really dense and what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of stiff. So when you do this to your face, it will rub off any concealer. These bristles are so soft, so they will kind of just glide right over that concealer and not move it, but still apply your foundation really nicely, if that makes sense. I just make sure to drag it down onto my neck so that it matches and I don't have a super obvious foundation line. And then like I said, you can just stipple it over any problem areas, and it's really, really nice and buildable, so you can build it without looking cakey. I don't know what it is, I just really like the finish that this foundation gives. I feel like it's so natural looking, and it does such a great job at covering everything up, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It feels super, super lightweight because it is a thinner foundation. So as you guys can see, this is what my skin looks like after I apply the foundation. It has made such a difference. It just did a great job at kind of covering everything up and evening out my skin tone without making it look too thick. So I do use an under eye concealer. I use the Maybelline New York Fit Me Concealer, and I just apply this underneath my eyes and then right here because I get a little bit red on the side of my nose. Ooh, that's kind of too much. Oh well, I'll blend it out. So I just normally put it on like that. And then I do go in with a brush from the same kit. This one is just kind of tapered, and I just use this to blend out my foundation. I really, really like these brushes. They are a super affordable alternative to the Sigma brushes, or really any synthetic brushes for that matter. It comes with 5, so you can use them for all different kinds of things. Okay, after I apply that, I just go in with my e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder, and I just use a small fluffy brush. This one is just from Sephora, and I just use this to set my under eye area. This is really, really nice because it is super, super soft, and it really just helps to set that concealer and make sure that it doesn't move throughout the day or crease under the eyes. Then I just go in with my e.l.f. High Definition Powder, and I use this to set my foundation. I really love this. I just have the color Translucent, and I just put it in here, and then I use my Sedona Lace 376 brush and just buff this on my skin, or just kind of, oh, my hair's in the way, or just kind of pat it, depending, you know, what kind of mood I'm in. But I like it because it is translucent. It just does a great job at setting it. I will have to blot usually throughout the day just because my skin is pretty oily, but honestly, this does a great job at delaying that. So you can leave it like that and you'll be good to go, but I do have a couple of extra spots on my face that I like to just cover up usually when I'm going for a full coverage foundation look. So I use the Maybelline SuperStay 24-hour foundation. So I just take a little bit of the foundation and just place it on any spots that might need a little extra coverage. Honestly, I do like this foundation for small spots because it literally will stay in place all day long. But I don't really like to use it on my entire face just because I find that it can be a little too much for me. Once that has a chance to dry, I just go in with my CoverGirl Fresh Complexion Pocket Powder and set that. This was on sale at the CVS clearance sale, so I'm hoping they didn't discontinue it because I literally use it every single day. So then I just go ahead and like kind of set anywhere that needs a little extra setting, I guess. I also applied my bronzer while I was off the camera. So that is the final step, and that is what my foundation looks like when I'm finished. It looks super matte right now, but after like an hour or two, it will kind of soften up a little bit, I guess, and this look will literally last me all day long. If I have a long work day and I leave the house at like 8 a.m. and I don't get back until 8 or 9 p.m., it will still pretty much look the exact same. I'll just have to blot once or twice since I have oily skin. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. I'm going to film how I fill in my eyebrows next, which is why they're not filled in yet. But I hope this was helpful. Otherwise, if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you for sure. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!